Latest news and rumors around the Seahawks here on Seahawks Today. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports. What we're talking about on today's video, Duane Brown latest. What exactly is happening with the star offensive tackle? I got an injury update on Rashaad Penny. I know, you guys are probably not too surprised that this guy's banged up. D'Wayne Eskridge, got an update on him. And then I know some people have been asking about Carson, Aldon Smith. Where were they at during minicamp? We're going to have all that coming up right now. Duane Brown news and rumors coming at you here from Mitchell Renz at Chat Sports. What's going on around the star offensive tackle? Well, even though he was present at Seahawks minicamp, which is definitely a good sign considering the fact that a guy, like Jamal Adams, he wasn't there. And even though some people wanted to see him there, he unfortunately did not make it. It was an excused absence. But for Brown, he's looking for a new contract, and he is entering the final year of his deal, set to make $10 million next season. Usually when I see a man that's 35, going to be 36 years old, asking for a new contract, I pump the brakes a little bit. But you know what? He had one hell of a year last season in 2020, and here's some numbers according to Pro Football Focus. Played in 1,048 snaps, an overall grade of 87.3. That's not the best in the league, but I'll tell you what, that's pretty close to elite. Pass blocking grade, 84. Run blocking grade, 81.7. But if you are talking about top deals out there, if I'm Brown, and if I'm Brown's agent, I look at Trent Williams, who is just about as old as I am, 35 years old, and he just signed a really long contract making $23.01 million per year. And if Trent Williams can go out and get a 5-year contract worth that much, or it might even been 6 years, why can't I? Because if I am going to sign an extension, maybe you go out and try to get that type of money. The question is, if you're Seattle, do you actually have the amount of space to be able to do that? Do you really want to extend somebody that is this old? He's about 35.7 years old, if you guys want to get really technical. Going to be 36 here real soon. But in 16 games last season, only allowed 2 sacks. You can't deny that he's a great player. But Father Time does always win. And shout out to all the dads out there. Father's Day is coming up. Just wanted to throw that out there. Get your votes in here. Should Seattle extend Brown? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to go down in the comments section and type N for no. And I can understand different reasonings for this question here. I'm going to go with yes, though, because what was the biggest story this offseason? Probably around Seattle. Whether Russell wants to admit it or not, even though he said that, hey, I didn't ask for a trade, you're going to try to keep Wilson as happy as humanly possible. And if you get rid of his best offensive lineman, are you really thinking that's going to make him very happy? No, I don't think so. Maybe you want to go out and give him a 1-year extension. Maybe give him 2-year extension as it stands right now because the cap's a little bit down. But if after this season he goes on and has another spectacular year, the cap then goes up a little bit, up to $208.2 million. He's going to make a lot more money in the offseason, especially if he hits the free agent market, than if you did want to keep him around and extend him right now, which is why I am saying that, yes, I would do it. And if you can make the deal for a 2-year extension, maybe he'll just sign on for an extra 1 year if you're willing to give him $20 million this year, $20 million next season. The way you got to look at it is I get that he's older, but it is going to be cheaper in the long run. Here's Brown's PFF grades over the last 5 seasons, and as you can see, he's been very consistent. It's not like that he hasn't been a solid player. Over the last 3 seasons for Seattle, a grade of 87.3, 74.1, and then 83.0. His time with Houston, do we actually really care? I don't really think I do. But he has missed just 4 games the past 3 seasons, and even in the 1 year that he did miss, sure, he was battling some injuries, but he still was able to gut it through and was a reliable offensive lineman. And at the end of the day, you need to be able to try to keep Russell Wilson upright. You need to try to keep him happy. And if you can keep Wilson happy, if you can keep Brown happy, you are in this Super Bowl window. And the more players you get rid of to the talent of Duane Brown, the less it's going to be. So as it stands right now, if I'm Seattle, I do what I can to make sure he sticks around a little bit longer. If you're a diehard Seahawks fan, I want you to hit that big red button underneath this video right now. Don't miss out on the latest Seahawks updates. And you know what? For everyone out there that is already subscribed, turn on your notifications. And I tell people this all the time. It's really simple. You just got to click that bell underneath the video. But to go above and beyond, to take that next step, and we give some love to the people that are always in the Noti gang and commenting first on our videos. What I want you to do is turn on those YouTube notifications. So you go to your settings app on your phone, scroll on down, tap YouTube. Then I want you to tap notifications and then turn on allow notifications. So I figured I'd give some love to our last 5 videos here on the channel, and I guess you can also see the dates. Here were the first 5 comments. So shout out to Channel of Vids, Frito VB, Marvel Geek, Vortex Alpha, and Mike Mays. If you want to get your name, your YouTube channel featured here on Seahawks Today, turn on those notifications and try to be one of the very first people to comment. Next story coming up here on Seahawks Today is around Rashaad Penny, and he's not practicing right now. And when I saw the update from Pete Carroll that was like, yeah, he's got something to get cleaned up and he's regarding his knee, I'm just like, man, another injury for Rashaad Penny. You can't deny that he has talent, and even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Penny when he was first coming out of college, out of San Diego State, it was still a player that you could see had a lot of talent for that Aztecs team. He was a little bit of an upright runner. I never would have drafted him in round 1, and also, if you guys don't know, Rashaad Penny, it's Tom Downey's like picture on Twitter. It's why it's the face that it is. But anytime you draft a player in round 1, you want more production. Anytime that you draft a running back in round 1, you want even more production than what you've got from Penny. So here's a Penny for my thoughts. Probably should just move on from him at this point, especially because Chris Carson's a whole lot better. All right, we got more injury updates here around D'Wayne Eskridge, and he was selected in round 2 of the 2021 NFL Draft. So as a reminder, the Seahawks, they didn't have a first-round pick. They ended up going with Eskridge here, a pretty talented wide receiver out of Western Michigan. But even though he isn't practicing right now with a toe injury, I don't have too much of an update on when exactly he is going to return. But if your player that you drafted, basically with your first pick in the draft, isn't 100% healthy, you're going to do everything you can to make sure he's ready to rock and roll, especially because he has an opportunity to be the third wide receiver in this offense. You decided to move on from another receiver this past, or David Moore this offseason. You also had somebody like Tyler Lockett's going to be one of your ones. You have DK Metcalf. If you can have Eskridge step up and be that wide receiver 3, be that wide receiver 4 for you, that's what you really needed to be able to do. Last season, pretty explosive in 6 games, 8 touchdowns, 33 catches, 768 yards. Now, if you guys love what we're doing here at Chat Sports, if you love Seahawks Today, I'm going to ask for a little bit of a favor here. I got an awesome app for you, so what I want you to do is get out your phone, get out your Android, iPhone, I don't care what it is, and go to chatsports.com/SeahawksNB. I'm going to say it again, and if you can't remember the link, luckily for you, I'm going to put it in the comments and in the description. It's chatsports.com/SeahawksNB. What's exactly going to happen? It's going to take you right to the App Store where you have the ability to download this free app. Not only are you going to be able to stay up to date on what's going on around the Seahawks Today channel, you're going to get more sports content. And if you live in Seattle, if you live in Portland, if you live literally in any city, it doesn't matter what your zip code is. I'm sure you want local news. I'm sure you want what's going on around the weather. Politics, maybe you need to find some new food places. I know I do. Pop culture as well. You can get all of that at the Newsbreak app. I promise y'all, you're going to really enjoy it. It's chatsports.com/SeahawksNB. All right, y'all. Next thing coming up here is around Chris Carson. He wasn't at minicamp, but just like his teammate Jamal Adams, this one was excused, and it's not too much to panic about because anytime you don't see Chris Carson on the field, my initial gut reaction is like, oh man, is he okay? Is he 100% healthy? There's no doubt he's battled a few injuries, but since they went ahead and they were able to get him to a new deal, I'm hoping that he is going to be able to rock and roll, and hopefully we can see him in the preseason as well. Another player that wasn't at minicamp this past week, or I guess I should say on Wednesday, was Aldon Smith, or on Tuesday, excuse me. He's got talent. You can't deny it. However, he needs to be able to keep his head on straight. So I saw Aldon Smith not there. I panicked a little bit. Everything that I'm reading and I'm seeing is saying it's okay. It was excused, so no need to panic. Now, if y'all made it this far in the video, know that we appreciate you here. It means that we're doing something right around here, right? Right? This has actually been one of the fastest growing channels that we've ever had at Chat Sports. So if you haven't already, please hit that big red button that says subscribe and tune in every single day to see what's the latest going on around the 12s.